Again, on our triangle right here, I want to find the measure of angle ABC, which is the same as B. This one's pretty straightforward. Sum of the angles in a triangle add up to 180. So if I add up all my angles, I get 6x plus 30 equals 180. So I get 6x equals 150, x equals 25. But again, that's an answer, but that's not what they asked for. So watch out. Angle ABC, I plug in 25 right here, and I get 50 plus 17, that's 67. Same thing with this next one. Angle TRP. I need to first figure out what x is, and then I'm going to figure out what this angle is right here. So I'm going to have to combine this one and the 90 degrees. Well, since this one, I could go actually x plus 18 plus 3x plus 90 equals 180, or just realize these two add up to 90. So I got 4x plus 18 equals 90. Solving it, I end up with x equals 18. So if that's 18, I could plug in 18 right here. This is 54. This was 90. The angle is combining those. 90 plus 54 is 144. Factoring problem. You know, we're only going to have a couple factoring problems on our midterm because it's a relatively new topic, but we do have a couple and we want to see how well you guys are doing at this point. When you're looking at this one, I got 5x squared and negative 12. So I'm going to build my rectangle. And we have a couple different techniques we can use. 5x squared. We have negative 12. If we multiply these two together, I get negative 60x squared. That tells me that these two have to multiply to give me negative 60, but add to give me 11. So what you can do, and now one thing that's important, if you look at the bottom sign, if a sign is a plus, then the two numbers I get are going to be both the same sign. If it's negative, they're opposite signs. So I'm going to have two numbers that add together to give me 11, but they're going to be opposite signs, so one's positive, one's negative. So it's almost like looking at the difference then. So looking at all my combinations, start with numbers that are closest together, like 6 times 10. Well, if I did 6 minus 10 or 10 minus 6, I'm going to get a difference of 4. So that's not 11. Try 5 and 12. Those differ by 7. If this was a plus, that could be like a 17. That'd be, if it was plus, we'd have 16. Then to check 4, just use your calculator. If you do 4 in here, I get 4 times 15. Well, 15 minus 4 is 11. That one works. So I could put a 15x in and a 4x. I want it to be a positive, so that this one's a negative. Now when I go to solve it, I can factor out a 5 and an x. This becomes x. I have x, 5x times 3. Then I have x times negative 4. So I have 5x minus 4 and x plus 3. On 16, we have, now when you're looking at this thing, you want to match up things. We're working with similar figures, and I'm going to see how to solve this. Well, I'm looking at my x. X is between the double and this little line with the dash. So that matches with the 10. So I'm looking at things that match the x and the 10. Okay, now I want to see if it works out. So 10 is to x, that's what that first one was, as 12 is to 18. Well, I have a single and a dash, single and a dash. That one worked. Now you could also solve this by doing 180 is equal to 12x, and then see what the solution is so you can do comparisons. So if I actually solved it, I can actually see that x is going to be 15. Now if I look at this one, well, the 10 is not matched up with the x, so I can get rid of b. This one's 10 over x, so if I go to 9 and 6, well, I started with 10 on this one over x, so I got to start with this side. And if I did 9, there's no 6 on this side. Crossed him off. If I cross multiply, I get 9x equals 60. Not going to give me the same answer either. Next one. I started with x over 10. Okay, those ones matched up. So I got to start with the big one to the small one. X is to 10 as 9 is to 6. Okay, look at the angles and the way they're marked. Those ones matched. Now the last one, x does not match with 12. I can cross him off. Okay, last few. 7. This one was one of our harder ones. So let's look at why each one of these things don't work. So on this one, it's a right triangle. 4 squared plus 5 squared, which is going to be 16 plus 25. That does not equal 36. So that one did not work. For this one, the sum of the two sides of any triangle has to be bigger than the third side. So if I do 8 plus 12, that equals 20. This triangle would collapse. So that's not possible. On C, only thing I got is my angles. Do the angles add up to 180? They do. So C is a possible one. For D, if you got two angles, always find that third. This is 18, 22. So those all work. My sides kind of seem to look like they work because 10 plus 12 is greater than 20. Let's take the two smaller ones, make sure they're bigger than the third. But there's one more reason you have to watch out for. The side that is smallest has to be crossed from the smallest angle. 18 is smaller than 22. That is not smaller. So the smallest side has to have the smallest angle opposite. That's why D failed. This one, 5 squared plus 12 squared equals 13 squared. E works. Okay, 18. Here's my angle. Again, hypotenuse. This is my opposite. And that's my adjacent. And SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so sine of theta is opposite, which is 8 over 17. That one worked. This one does not. Tangent of theta is opposite of adjacent, which would be 8 over 15. That's not correct. Cosine of theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. That's 15 over 17. That one works. Okay, for our expected value, you're going to take each one of these, find their area, looking at their area in terms of what fraction of the circle is. Well, I've got, this is a quarter, this is a quarter. 120 divided by 360, this equals 1/3. These two have to add up to 180, so that makes this 60 degrees. This represents 1/6. So if I did 16 times 1/4 plus 4 times 1/4 plus 6, this is 1/3. 6 times 1/3 plus 12 times 1/6. I've got 4 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2. That's 9. There's my expected value. Sum of x times p of x. Okay, then we have this last one. Track team. We have juniors and seniors, and we have boys and girls. There's 59 total, so I know this is going to be my total. We have 34 of the students are girls, so girls, that's going to be 34. 24 of the players are seniors. This is 24. So I know these guys have got to add up to 59. So that means we have 25 boys, because there's 59, and then 59 minus 25 right here would give me 35 juniors. Then it says right here 15 of the juniors are boys. That's that cell right there. So that means this one's 10. 15 plus 20 gives me 35. 20 plus 14 gives me 34, or 10 plus 14 equals 24. Now I got my chart filled out. Once I have my chart filled out, I should be able to figure this out. I want to probably have a senior or a girl. So anything that works, seniors or the girl, we have 30, 44 out of 59.